Okay, but here's where this gets really, really concerning. It's who is being affected, because this is no longer something that we just associate with older people. And this right here is where the story takes a really dark and unsettling turn.
Pancreatic cancer is almost always a disease you see in the elderly. Doctors with decades of experience had never seen anything like this in a child, ever. It was completely, totally unheard of.
And look, this isn't just a one-off tragic story. It's not an isolated incident. Doctors are seeing a pattern. Other really aggressive cancers in shockingly young people. We're talking colon cancer, another disease you usually see in older folks, now being found in kids 8, 10, 11 years old. And ovarian cancer is spiking in women in their 30s and 40s.
You hear this from doctors who have been doing this for decades, and they're just saying, this is new. Something new is happening. And that right there, that tells you everything. It really highlights how serious this is. This isn't just some statistical blip they're seeing in a chart. They are witnessing something fundamentally different, something they have never, ever seen before in their entire careers.
Okay, so what on earth could be explaining this? What's going on? Well, the leading theory doesn't point to one single thing, like a new chemical or something. Instead, it's pointing to a fundamental breakdown inside of us. A breakdown in our body's own defense system, our immune system.
So to really get this, let's do a quick little breakdown of our immune system. It's kind of like having two teams. On one team, you've got your defenders. These are your killer cells, like T cells and natural killer cells. Their job is pretty simple: seek and destroy threats like viruses and cancer cells. But then on the other team, you've got the peacekeepers, or suppressor cells. Their job is to make sure the defenders don't go totally rogue and start attacking our own healthy body parts.
Now, when everything is working right, these two teams are in this perfect, delicate balance. You can think of it like a yin and yang thing, or maybe even a perfectly balanced seesaw. You need the system to be aggressive enough to take out the bad guys, and believe it or not, we all produce cancer cells every single day, but it also needs to be calm enough so it doesn't cause autoimmune diseases.
But the theory here is that this seesaw, this delicate balance, is being thrown way off, dangerously off. We're seeing not enough firepower from our killer cells and way too much stand-down signal from our suppressor cells. And what you get is something called immunosuppression. Basically, the body's security guards are asleep at the wheel, and the cancer cells can just grow and multiply without anyone stopping them.
So the next logical question is, what could be so powerful that it knocks this incredibly critical system so far out of whack? Well, the search for what's causing this, it's leading to one prime suspect.
And that prime suspect, it's something called chronic inflammation. Now, this isn't the kind of inflammation you get when you get a cut and it gets a little puffy and red. That's good. That's your body healing. No, this is a long-term, low-grade state of emergency inside your body. It's like the fire alarm is always on. And as one expert put it very bluntly, chronic inflammation will very often lead to cancer.
And here is where it gets absolutely wild. It turns out that under this constant stress, this constant inflammation, some of the very cells that are supposed to protect us, cells called neutrophils, can actually flip. They switch sides. They transform into those suppressor cells that shut down our cancer defenses. It's like your own soldiers turning against you. It's a kind of biological betrayal.
So, okay, the body's defenses are out of balance. They're being betrayed from within. The crucial next step, obviously, is to figure out why. What is causing this massive breakdown in the first place? And that's where we are now. There's this urgent search to pinpoint the environmental factors that could be driving all this chronic inflammation. And the list of potential culprits, it's pretty broad. We're talking about everything from ultra-processed foods to certain infections, maybe some kind of abnormal immune reactions, or even the body just producing certain proteins it shouldn't be.
Which really, it all boils down to the most urgent question of all, doesn't it? What happened in these people's lives, especially the young ones, before they got sick? What were they exposed to? What changed? We have to find out. There's this critical, desperate need to collect the data, to find the patterns, to connect the dots. It's a true medical mystery, and it's one that demands an answer, and fast.